100% guaranteed by America's original butcher. Right now, the Omaha Steaks Savings Collection is only $59.99. A $194 value, 100 years in the making. Every Omaha steak is aged to perfection, custom cut by master butchers, and guaranteed to satisfy. You'll get 4 flavorful top sirloin steaks, 4 savory pork chops, 4 juicy chicken breasts, 4 Omaha Steaks burgers, 4 gourmet jumbo franks, and 4 caramel apple tartlets. A $194 value for just $59.99. Today, get more burgers and franks free. That's 16 total. Omaha Steaks, custom cut to order by a real family butcher. You will love it. Get the best from America's original butcher. 5 generations of quality and our family's 100% guaranteed delivered to your door. Order now.
On the ground in Vietnam, Brett takes us inside the critical summit. Plus, Jim Jordan has smart insight on Cohen's Capitol Hill testimony. All on Special Report tomorrow.
Isn't that Frank Thomas?
Oh, the big hurt.
More like the big hunk.
Yeah.
Wow, Frank Thomas.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. You look like you could still be playing. That's what I said.
Well, I am feeling stronger and leaner.
So, Frank, what's your secret?
I discovered Nugenics.
I wish my husband did.
It's easy. Just send a text.
If you're a guy over 40, text 42424 and enter the word BASH. Get a complimentary bottle of award-winning Nugenics, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Nugenics is a unique man-boosting formula powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help boost your free testosterone levels, to help you feel stronger, leaner, with more energy and drive, more passion, too.
Here, try a bottle. And trust me, she'll like it, too.
Text 42424 and enter BASH to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenics. Samples are not available in stores, so text 42424 and enter BASH.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. Call right now for your free book, and as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched over 1,200 annuities and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from financially strong insurers. Again, that's Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and a free annuity rate report, both absolutely free, for calling Annuity General today. Supplies are limited. Call now.
Call 800-774-3956. That's 800-774-3956.
Well, as always, we've seen this a number of times now. Kim Jong-un's bodyguards making a grand entrance. The elite security squad, known for running alongside the leader's car, going viral again. People can't get enough.
Put these guys in the Olympics. Carly Simkins with Fox News Headlines 24/7, Sirius XM 115 here with Reaction Online.
Hey, guys. Good morning. So if you like jogging, Kim Jong-un may have a job for you, but I wouldn't recommend taking it because this group of elite bodyguards essentially acts as human shields for Kim Jong-un. Now, this is seen as a very powerful position in the North Korean country, extremely severe vetting process to get this job. And they're chosen based on things like how quickly they can run, obviously, their martial arts skills, and even looks. So apparently Kim Jong-un doesn't want any ugly bodyguards. And now they have become celebrities on social media. Tom on Twitter says, hope they have their running shoes on. It looked like they were in dress shoes, actually. And this is my favorite tweet from somebody who says, this is going to be me when my daughter goes to prom. So very funny stuff. Sounds like a good dad. But as we know, Kim Jong-un is very, very paranoid about his own personal safety and security, and even does things like he brings his own food to the summits.
Among
like
other
the
things.
Among other things as well. Apparently, we caught word that he also brings his own toilet.
Yes. Okay.
I never go anywhere without my own toilet.
Yeah, right? You and Kim Jong-un have that in common, Rob.
So we can confirm only one Kim Jong-un in Vietnam, right?
Yeah, that's right. So a Kim Jong-un impersonator, look at this. Look at how much he looks like the North Korean dictator. I'm actually not even sure that's the real one. This is the impersonator. He was deported from Vietnam. He arrived in Hanoi last week, held a fake summit with a Trump impersonator. Vietnamese police caught up to him, said he had to go back home to Hong Kong because they said there was an issue with his visa. He thinks that they just wanted to get him out of the country so that Kim Jong-un wouldn't be angry, which may be a good idea because you know what happens to people that Kim Jong-un doesn't like. Daniel on Twitter said, how to look at this twice. For a moment, I thought the Trump-Kim summit had already begun. And Robbie on Twitter also says, so you can be deported for
element is the special counsel and the SDNY investigation. And what evidence does Michael Cohen present to them that could change all of this?
He will be bringing evidence today. He will be bringing a signed check. He has got copies of financial statements. He lays out what he says is evidence that this president has known about or conducted criminal conduct while in office. That is the crux of this testimony.
And while we've pointed out several times that Michael Cohen is a convicted felon and a proven liar to the Senate Intelligence Committee, the first time he testified, you have to recall the point that right now, the one thing Michael Cohen wants is to not only to clear his record and to tell the truth, but to try to reduce his sentence. If he is proven to be lying again to Congress, there is no chance of any reduced sentence. So if he tells the truth here and provides some documentary evidence, perhaps there is a reduced sentence coming. So he has every reason to be honest now and every reason not to lie, given that the special counsel, given that the SDNY has proof.
Right, more on what he's going to say today. In this testimony, Michael Cohen is prepared to call President Trump a racist under oath on national television. According to his testimony, Cohen will inform lawmakers Mr. Trump once told him that black people would never vote for him because they were, quote, too stupid. And he's going to testify. Trump once asked him if he could name a country run by a black person that wasn't a, quote, shithole. According to Cohen, Trump posed that question when Barack Obama was president.
Again, another story that will involve no proof, just what one man says against another. How will the voters decide what to do with this? Clearly, the president does not have great numbers with the African-American community, but does constantly point to what he's done in terms of raising that unemployment rate for the black community to a record mark. He has tweeted about that numerous times.
Bottom line here is that Michael Cohen will say today, on the record, under oath, there for the American people to see that the President of the United States today is a racist, a con man, and a cheat. He will bring documents with him, financial documents with him, showing what he says are the extent of the president's misdeeds. He's going to talk about the Moscow Trump Tower project, something the president said that when he was running for president, he was not involved in any of this. Michael Cohen is going to say that, you know, this is a president who was aggressively pursuing business interests and for profit with Russia. At the time, he was also running for president, and he's going to detail all kinds of other malfeasance during the election, in part because he says the president they didn't think he was going to win.
And we've heard that story from numerous sources. We've heard that in some of the books about the president, that he did not intend to actually win this thing. So he thought, I'm going to get all the business I can accomplish during this campaign, and because of this campaign, while I can. That's where you bring back that story, and I can't recall the book at the moment, where when they won, there was this stunning feeling in the room and kind of a oh no, what just happened moment for them. But again, a lot of this will come down to the political on one side, the legal on another. We will have Ellie Honig, who an experienced attorney, can weigh in on the legal aspects of this and what could change the presidency. Let's be clear. If, in fact, Michael Cohen is to be believed, today will, without question, redefine the Trump presidency in the years we have.
Right. This testimony begins at 10 a.m. Eastern. We've got more analysis of what Michael Cohen, the president's former fixer, is expected to say this morning when Early Start continues.
I'm going to let the American people decide exactly who's telling the truth.
Michael Cohen's jaw-dropping prepared testimony is out just hours before he'll be under oath in public. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Early Start. I'm Christine Romans.
I'm Dave Briggs. It is Wednesday, February 27th, 5 a.m. in the East. It is an extraordinary day in the news and a stunning split screen, Christine, with the president over in Vietnam about to meet with Kim Jong-un to try to reduce their nuclear weapons, denuclearization on the peninsula. At the same time, a stunning testimony about to be delivered by Michael Cohen.
Absolutely. The split screen's fascinating, and the president clearly unnerved by it because he's been tweeting about it already this morning. He's clearly on the world stage and very focused on what's happening in Capitol Hill.
The question many have is, will the president be willing to accept less from North Korea to change the news cycle back here, given all of this? In just hours, President Trump's former lawyer and fixer Michael Cohen goes before Congress to deliver bombshell testimony. CNN has obtained a copy of his prepared public testimony, and folks, it's stunning. Within the first few minutes, Cohen will say, quote, "I am ashamed because I know what Mr. Trump is. He is a racist. He is a con man. He is a cheat." His 20-page testimony includes a series of new and at times astonishing claims. He'll testify that then-candidate Trump was aware longtime advisor Roger Stone was in direct contact with WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange about Hillary Clinton's hacked email. Quote, "In July 2016, days before the Democratic convention, I was in Mr. Trump's office when his secretary announced that Roger Stone was on the phone. Mr. Trump put Mr. Stone on the speakerphone. Mr. Stone told Mr. Trump that he had just gotten off the phone with Julian Assange and that Mr. Assange told Mr. Stone that within a couple of days there would be a massive dump of emails that would damage Hillary Clinton's campaign. Mr. Trump responded by stating to the effect of, 'Wouldn't that be great?'" Despite advance word, Michael Cohen would not talk about Russia in today's public testimony. It features heavily in these prepared remarks. Cohen claims the president pushed hard for Trump Tower Moscow project all during the presidential campaign, while saying publicly he had no business in Russia. Cohen offers his explanation for why.
He will say, to be clear, Mr. Trump knew of and directed the Trump-Moscow negotiations throughout the campaign and lied about it. He lied about it because he never expected to win the election. He also lied about it because he stood to make hundreds of millions of dollars on the Moscow real estate project.
Cohen is also set to testify extensively about hush payments to Stormy Daniels. When the president was directly asked about the money last year on Air Force One, you remember he denied knowing anything about its source.
Did you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels?
No.
Why did Michael Cohen make it if there was no stricter allegation?
Well, you have to ask Michael Cohen. Michael's an attorney, and you'll have to ask Michael Cohen.
Do you know where he got the money to make that payment?
I don't know. No.
But Cohen will tell the House Committee on Oversight he paid and that Mr. Trump wrote him a series of illegal reimbursement checks. Quote, "He asked me to pay off an adult film star with whom he had an affair and to lie to his wife about it, which I did. Lying to the First Lady is one of my biggest regrets. She is a kind, good person. I respect her greatly, and she did not deserve that."
President Trump finally making it to Vietnam. He never fought in the war there, of course, receiving a medical deferment. And Michael Cohen plans to share a conversation he had with Mr. Trump about that deferment when he testifies later this morning. He is set to tell lawmakers Mr. Trump claimed it was because of a bone spur. But when I asked for medical records, he gave me none and said there was no surgery. He told me not to answer the specific questions by reporters, but rather offer simply the fact that he received a medical deferment. He finished the conversation with the following comment: "You think I'm stupid? I wasn't going to Vietnam." Cohen adds, "I find it ironic, President Trump, that you are in Vietnam right now." The president, but basically, Cohen will be testifying later this morning knowing that the president is likely watching that testimony, or at least reading and hearing about it.
Yeah, and the president is unnerved by all of this. He is commenting all of this on his preferred medium, which of course is Twitter. The president saying regarding Vietnam, quote, "I have now spent more time in Vietnam than Da Nang Dick Blumenthal," his nickname for the senator, the third-rate senator from Connecticut. How's Connecticut doing? His war stories of his heroism in Vietnam were a total fraud. He was never even there. We talked about it today with Vietnamese leaders. How exactly did they talk about the Vietnam War with Vietnamese leaders?
Is the president mocking an American senator to Vietnamese leaders in Vietnam?
That would be concerning given the deferments, given the nickname that Tammy Duckworth, a war hero and congresswoman, has given the president. They have their own dueling nicknames. Hers is Cadet Bone Spurs for the president. It would be stunning that on a foreign stage with foreign leaders, he would be mocking a United States senator, but Blumenthal was dishonest about his service in Vietnam. He did, though, serve this country.
The President of the United States famously has said that his personal Vietnam was surviving New York City, the nightlife of New York City without getting an STD. I mean, that's, you know, insulting, quite frankly, to many of the people who lost their lives or lost family members in Vietnam. So the backdrop of Vietnam, fascinating this morning.
A lot to comb through in these 20 pages. Yesterday, Cohen was grilled by members of the Senate Intelligence Committee behind closed doors for 9 hours. That is the very committee that Cohen lied to initially. Multiple sources familiar with the interview telling CNN he apologized for that lying during his 2017 testimony. Here's what Cohen told reporters as he left the meeting.
I really appreciate the opportunity that was given to me to clear the record and to tell the truth. And I look forward to tomorrow, to being able to, in my voice, to tell the American people my story. And I'm going to let the American people decide exactly who's telling the truth.
The committee's ranking Democrat, Virginia Senator Mark Warner, wouldn't discuss details of Cohen's testimony, but did suggest the stakes are sky high.
2 years ago, when this investigation started, I said it may be the most important thing I'm involved in my public life in the Senate, and nothing I've heard today dissuades me from that view.
This is the adult committee, if you will, in Congress on Capitol Hill, probably the one who has done the most bipartisan work when it comes to the Russia investigation. So they're going to determine how much of this is pivotal, how much matters. Mark Warner's not a flamethrower, not one to over-exaggerate words. That means a lot.
President Trump, getting ahead of Cohen's testimony with a tweet attacking him and his credibility from every direction, tweeting, "Michael Cohen was one of many lawyers who represented me, unfortunately. He had other clients also. He was just disbarred by the state Supreme Court for lying and fraud. He did bad things unrelated to Trump. He is lying in order to reduce his prison time using Crooked's lawyer," reference, I think, there to Lanny Davis.
Lanny Davis, the attorney, who we also heard from yesterday and will hear from throughout these 3 pivotal days on Capitol Hill that will likely be subject of many upcoming books. Cohen also under attack from a high-profile Trump ally in Congress, Republican Matt Gaetz of Florida, evidently threatening Michael Cohen on the eve of his public testimony. Gaetz, who's been called the, quote, Trumpiest congressman in Washington, tweeting this. And this is stunning, folks. "Hey, Michael Cohen, do your wife and father-in-law know about your girlfriends? Maybe tonight would be a good time for that chat. I wonder if she'll remain faithful when you're in prison. She's about to learn a lot." A United States congressman with what many law professors say is textbook witness intimidation. Folks, just let that marinate for a while. That was a new low, even for a man who shouted down the father of a Parkland victim because he said President Trump's wall would do more to protect Americans than gun legislation. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi seemed to reprimand Gaetz, insisting comments like his make it harder for committees to get truthful information. Gaetz then issued an apology of sorts, deleting the first tweet and posting a new one. While it is important to create context around the testimony of liars like Michael Cohen, it was not my intent to threaten, as some believe I did. Now, let me just give you a little context to what happened initially. He sent out that tweet. His spokesperson said that tweet speaks for itself.
That's right.
Gaetz went before cameras, was unapologetic. Clearly the wheels spun and someone in leadership got to him, then the apology.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Michael Cohen. What we've made a little, I guess, a mashup of sound of things that Michael Cohen has said about the president in the past, showing just how stunning this reversal is, just how close he was to the president, and what a fierce supporter he was of the president. Listen.
I will use my legal skills within which to protect Mr. Trump to the best of my ability. I protect Mr. Trump.
I'll do anything to protect Mr. Trump. I'm obviously very loyal and very dedicated to Mr. Trump.
You know, he was a constant presence supporting the president during the campaign. In so much of the video, you see him behind the president. You see him always there, a fixer, a fixture around the president. The president now trying to minimize, saying he was just one of his attorneys. Clearly, this is somebody who is close to this president.
Not many people spend 10 years working for a man that they don't have a tight relationship. But Michael Cohen reportedly at one point said he would take a bullet for the president. He would do anything for the president for those 10 years. And it appears that this relationship began to break down when Michael Cohen did not get to come to the White House as he expected. Some thought he was so confident that he might even be considered for chief of staff or legal counsel. He was left out of the mix because some of the presidential advisors said, this guy cannot be around this White House. The president then made that decision, and you see the relationship begin to unfold from there.
All right, Michael Cohen's testimony before the House begins at 10 a.m. You can join CNN for live coverage and analysis all morning. We'll have more right after this break.